In the Amazonian rainforest, life is an intense struggle for survival. The rule in this jungle is hunt or be hunted, eat or be eaten. But for the Sanama, this is home. Their home is the headwaters of the Orinoco, near the border with Brazil. The Sanama are rainforest hunter-gatherers. Their lifestyle has changed little in the past 10,000 years, except they've adopted agriculture. Cassava has become their staple food. The 3,000 Sanama, like their southern Yanomami cousins, have been called the fierce people. But it's something of a misnomer. They only fight for survival, and so far they've been left pretty much alone. Meat is highly prized, so much of their time is spent hunting. The rainforest has surprisingly few large mammals per hectare, so the main task is finding the game. Normally, the Sanama hunt alone, but Kamudai agrees to take me with him, as long as I don't make too much noise. The Sanama are superb naturalists. Everything in their forest has a name and a meaning. They're even able to follow animals that live in the treetops by tracking the fruit that they drop. This was left by a spider monkey. This time the spider monkey got away. Even the best hunters aren't always successful. Luckily, the forest is full of tasty hors d'oeuvres, as long as you know where to go to find them. A quick trip upriver to a place where Kamudai has spotted an edible cocorit palm tree reaching maturity. He's keen to get to it before anyone else does, because they're much sought after. Luckily, it's not been eaten yet. The women never waste a moment. While Kamudai hacks away, his wife collects some palm leaves and weaves a fan, ideal for cooling a baby or fanning a fire. Only the very core of the palm is edible, so Kamadai has to unravel the outer sheaves to get to the soft interior. This is what all that work's all been about. This is the heart of palm, and it's one of the best of the tropical survival foods. Very reliable. I can taste a bit of that. Really crisp. Delicious. People say it's like a wild cabbage, but I don't think it tastes like that. It tastes like nothing else that I know. But it's quite delicious. Wonderful. I'm going to pinch a bit more. While the family snack on, Kamadai's ever-observant eyes spot a dead log loaded with honey. Luckily, these bees don't sting. Honey is greatly desired because, along with sugarcane, it's the only sweet thing in their diet. Hunting takes up a lot of their time. These extended families will spend up to a month camping out far from their main settlement. But when the game runs short, it's time to head back to the village. Rivers are the lifeblood of the forest, the only way to travel any distance. And the Sanama are superb canoe builders. The villages are semi-permanent affairs, a cluster of huts that house up to 300 people in all. It's here that the Sanama spend most of their time processing the produce from their gardens. Tobacco is the most prized crop, usually the first to be planted. They're all complete nicotine addicts and suck on a slug-like quid with the strength of 100 cigarettes. Everyone keeps busy. I watch them making wooden stools, baskets, and spinning cotton for their hammocks. The cassava is the staple of the Sanama diet. Easily grown in the gardens, it's harvested 6 to 9 months after the burn. Cassava is indigenous to this part of the world. Starchy, high in carbohydrates. It has one major drawback. It's full of cyanide. Before you can eat it, the cyanide has to be processed out of it. Grated and washed with water, it's then strained and squeezed dry using a giant rattan sieve. The milky white liquid leaching out contains the cyanide. If carefully dried, the cassava will keep for several weeks, and it can either be mashed with water into a porridge or simply baked on a griddle. They've just brought me out from the village because they found this wasp's nest. And in a few minutes they're going to smoke that and then break it open for the grubs inside, which are considered a good source of food. But as you can see, I'm not taking any chances. Some of these tropical wasps have got extremely potent stings, and if I had an allergic reaction, that could prove fatal. That pinging noise is the wasps exploding. As the smoke rises through the layers of larvae, it chokes any remaining wasps. These ones aren't too aggressive, which is just as well. With the wasps safely dispersed, the shells of larvae can be dismantled. These are the larvae that they're after, and they're going to roast some now on the fire. Now that they've singed them and tapped the grubs out, it's quite surprising how many are actually in that nest. Let's try a couple of these then. It's got a pretty indistinct taste and it's very soft. Try another one. It's a bit eggy. Not bad though. Some more. The hunters return to the village with game. The black Kurosawa bird is one of the best for meat and is also very good for making arrow flights. In the competitive world of the rainforest, many plants defend themselves with poisons. The Sanama have learned to exploit the poison from the shilla vine to help them catch fish. It's so potent that even when massively diluted, it's still lethal. This is one of the prepared bundles of poison. As you can see, this sort of fishing is a collective enterprise, and all of the fish they catch today, they'll share. The thing I like most about it is the carnival atmosphere. The next process is to smash the vine, which liberates out the juices, which are the poison. You can see here all this milky liquid, that's the poison. And they've been treading these bundles in this flooded canoe so that they've got a concentrated amount before they put it into the river. A brazier improvised from a termite nest is already prepared for cooking the fish. Ingenious. After a few minutes, the fish start to suffocate. Once they've been stunned by the poison, these fish are really quite easy to net. Now, they may not look very big, but when there's over 100 people to feed, you can't afford to pass even the smallest morsel by. The children love taking part, and as with everything they do, they learn by simply imitating their elders. Oh, thank you. Delicious. Wow. Got a lot of bones, aren't they? Oh, it's nice fish there. It's good. Quite tough. Ever opportunistic, one family returns to the village with a pyramid snake and some tasty fat frogs. The village is meat hungry, so I've come out with the hunters to look for more game. First up is making a shelter. A simple frame construction of any small tree trunks, some rattan for ties, and katipa leaves for a roof. The first thing to go up after the roof is the hammock. And the reason for that is that the forest floor is literally covered in biting insects, not to say snakes. The other reason is that a hammock is far more comfortable than any chair. They may not be big, but if there's enough of them, these yellow-backed oropendula, cooked in palm leaves, are a trailside delicacy.
Sama para wapim mun ha bolo ba sama para no magre sai thu mana sama biku mikirne sama wapim hal aitaku sama gusise.
To avoid the vengeful actions of the Minideba spirits, which are believed to be the cause of most illnesses, you first have to recruit the support of other spirit allies. That's done by the shamans using the snuff. The snuff they use is made from the sap of the varola tree, the same as they use for their arrowheads. It powers the shamans off into a trance where they make contact with their spirit allies, who are then able to overpower the vengeful spirits. Men, and occasionally women, have the ability to become shamans and use the snuff. A sick child who may be the victim of a meanie dibber is exorcised by one of the shamans. The ritual can last days. And no, I didn't try it. While the shamans are off their heads, the women go in search of food for their children. Crabs and small catfish can be found nestling amongst submerged rocks and old logs. Besides, it gets you away from the shamanizing to the tranquility of the river. To an outsider, travelling in the Amazonian rainforest can prove a daunting prospect. But over thousands of years, the Sanama have learned not only how to survive here, but how to live comfortably, maintaining a balance between their spiritual and their material needs. And most importantly, with enough spare time in their day to really enjoy themselves. I certainly have enjoyed my time here. In the Amazonian rainforest, life is an intense struggle for survival. The rule in this jungle is hunt or be hunted, eat or be eaten. But for the Sanama, this is home. Their home is the headwaters of the Orinoco, near the border with Brazil. The Sanama are rainforest hunter-gatherers. Their lifestyle has changed little in the past 10,000 years, except they've adopted agriculture. Cassava has become their staple food. The 3,000 Sanama, like their southern Yanomami cousins, have been called the fierce people, but it's something of a misnomer. They only fight for survival, and so far they've been left pretty much alone. Meat is highly prized, so much of their time is spent hunting. The rainforest has surprisingly few large mammals per hectare, so the main task is finding the game. Normally, the Sanama hunt alone, but Kamudai agrees to take me with him